And we should be live. Yeah, we're live now. Look at us
Hey,
go.
we're back at it again. We know how to stream things on the internet.
Do we?
I hope so. God almighty. We've only been doing it for like 2 years now.
Oh man, it has been almost 2 years.
Oh, you know what I
wow.
was having to remember the other day is like, did
Uh-huh.
my 3-year anniversary pass on Exalted March and I didn't even make a video or some shit? I think so.
Oh, I don't know when yours is. I don't even know when mine is. To be quite
Yeah, I don't.
honest.
I really don't. It sounds weird, but like I don't really care about like, oh, I've been doing it for 3-year anniversary, but I think so.
Well, congratulations on 3 years.
Thanks, I forgot. Congrats to you as well, because I know our channels are like
They're
2 months
similar.
apart.
Yeah. When do we want to be in Animal Crossing? What seems like a good time of the year?
Oh, we did Christmas last time, right?
We did, yeah.
Oh man, if only it could be Christmas all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What do people think? New Year's?
We already did New Year's.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we can go into like spring, summer, fall.
Yeah, something warm. Why not spring?
Spring? Okay. So like I don't know. What's a good springtime? Oh, that's not the month, that's the day. With the blue or no, maybe that is the month. Shit. they're in Japanese.
Right. We're weird about how we do that.
Yeah. April maybe? April a good time? Or is that too,
I think so.
okay.
Yeah, 420. No, I was kidding.
Oh no, fuck it. We're here we go.
Hey.
Perfect.
Banana's getting lit today. Let's do this shit.
Well, I ironically I was I have a plan for more money, and that plan is trees. Specifically money trees. So I was thinking like, okay, if we can get to 30,000 bells, then we'll plant that in the ground, and then we'll get 30,000 bells, and that'll be 90 overall, and then we could take one of those 90 bags and put that in a tree, and then we just keep spamming that every week or so, and that should give us that's what I was thinking.
We'll be rich as hell.
Yeah, so that's the plan. I know turnips can also do a lot of good stuff, but like it's gambling, and I kind of don't want to
promote gambling.
Oh yeah, no, we're very strict Baptists here. No. I should say my mom's Baptist, so like that's anyway.
Well, I am in the South. I don't.
No. I'm unlucky with gambling. It's just kind of where I was going with that.
It's funny when I was talking to one of my buddies a little while ago. I said something to the effect because I've never been to Las Vegas, and I go, "Why would I ever go to Vegas? Like I don't gamble." And he's like, "Have you ever gambled?" And I'm like, "Good point." He's like, "Yeah, dude. It's like give it a shot. You'll probably like it." I go, "I think you're right," and I go, "That's probably not a good thing. I think I probably would like it too much."
Yeah, I'm the type of person that gets really impatient. So like whenever Michael briefly worked a job where he would work roulette for stuff like that, and why am I going to the post office? I wanted to go to Nooks. What the fuck am I doing with myself? No, and like he would like had like we had like a tabletop simulator. You can do that kind of type of stuff. I just got so impatient. I would just like bet everything on like one number because even though I would not win with the chances, that one chance that I won and got like quadruple my money would just be so worth it. I had to do it every time, and so like I'm really bad at gambling because I just make really stupid choices. So.
No, I am the type of person who save scums in XCOM because I just can't accept failure. So it's just like, yeah, like the realities and the odds of gambling are not something that I would cope with well.
Yeah, probably the same for me. XCOM looks fun at the same time. Like I would probably also do the save scum.
I mean, I spend so much time creating the backstories and the bios. Like I can't handle that type of trauma. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay, so we need 300,000 roughly for this time. Yeah, I got it, Nook.
Do I not know what Jet's Pizza is? Is Jet's Pizza a chain that I just don't know of?
Important question. Should we order Pizza Hut, Domino's, or Jet Pizza tonight for dinner? Well, yeah, I don't recognize the chain. If
that's a local place, get the local place.
Yeah, get the local place, get the local place. I will say, unless you live in Tulsa, because I feel like every local place I've been to in Tulsa just sucks. Granted, this was 10 years ago, so maybe something else opened up. But like Hideaway Pizza, fuck you.
Oh, Katie's bringing out the shots right now.
It's not like it's terrible. It's just everyone tells like, oh, Hideaway's Pizza's the best shit ever, and like at least as a kid, 10 years ago or whatever, I'm saying like this is not even good.
I gotta say about Jet's Pizza though, Brody. I'm on the website. I went over to jetspizza.com, and I gotta say right up front they have a Mexican pizza.
Whoa!
This is how they're advertising it.
Please list off these ingredients.
Exactly, because like it says large Detroit style pizza, and I'm like, I don't know if you guys know which way Mexico is, but that's the wrong direction. So Detroit style pizza with pizza sauce, which seems self-explanatory to me. I've never seen a pizza place actually put that as a listed topping, but okay. Cheddar, which we're already having a problem there. Okay. Premium mozzarella, black olives, tomatoes, finally chorizo and jalapeno peppers. Like, so you just put chorizo and jalapeno on it and you call it a Mexican pizza? Yeah. Everything else is just regular pizza ingredients.
I mean, but here's the thing. Okay, so let's pretend it's a dumb name Mexican pizza. Is it actually good?
Oh, that's a good point. Is it tasty?
Is it tasty? Because sometimes you look at something and go, wow, that looks just awful, and it's just stupid. You know, like they're on the one thing I think I do consistently on Snapchat is look at I think it's like Taste Made or something, or Tasty videos, because they're always terrible. They're always terrible. It's like they don't know how to cook, or they only know how to cook with 3 flavor profiles of hamburger, pizza, and like yes. vague Mexican. And
yes.
It like, yeah. Anyway, because they'll be like bragging, like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna make a hamburger pizza," and it just looks absolutely disgusting. So.
Oh, do these guys have a Twitter? I want to tweet at them and be like, "Why do you guys call it Mexican just because you put jalapenos on it?"
Don't do that. Oh God.
They don't have Twitter. It looks like they only have Facebook. So luckily, the Exalted March doesn't play that shit on Facebook. So.
Oh God, don't do that. No, they're just trying to get by in Detroit. Like I've been living up north for about 10 years now, and like they just don't do good Mexican food up here. Like if you put like some vague what's the spice, cumin on it, it's suddenly Mexican anything, you know? So like it just is what it is.
But apparently their pizza is good. This looks like somebody said it was delicious or something like that. So, I mean, if they have good pizza, I always say for pizza, avoid the big chains if you can.
Yeah. And
then I guess if I had to pick one, I guess I would go Domino's because they kind of got better over the past few years.
I like Domino. I would go, of the chains. I would do Papa John's, but like.
Okay, I feel that.
It's of the chains. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been up here already. I just want the money rock, and I want to find more fossils so I can get that 30,000 so I can get the money tree. It's just a big hullabaloo. Domino's is nasty pizza. I mean, yeah, it's a chain pizza. At least it's not Little Caesars. Like,
right now we're talking. If we want to talk about the worst of the worst, I don't even understand how Little Caesars still exists.
Because it's really cheap.
It's really cheap, I guess. Yeah.
Hold on, we have a new guy, Claude. It's Claude.
Oh wait, Claude made his way into Animal Crossing.
He looks,
he looks a little different.
It kind of works though. Do you say English if I talk to you again? Yeah, you do. So what did you need me for? Hop on? Nothing actually. Yeah. Because I pressed the wrong button. Close enough. Oh, we found the money spot. Okay. We don't really have enough money to do it, so I'm going to not do it this cycle. Or wait, what's our... Oh, 60. Yeah, we're not going to get here today. I dug up 1,000 bills. The crossover of our dream. Yeah, now we just need to somehow get a Versace and Tamar.
Xer in the chat says, I've never tried Mexican food. What does it taste like? What part of the globe are you from?
They ask a lot of questions like that, so I don't think they're American. But, because, American love throwing Mexican shit everywhere, like, and calling it Mexican.
That's true.
Like, there's a place by me that's, not to give the full title, but it's something akin to just, like, Mexican pizza and chicken wings. And you're like, what? Like, that's the name of the business. So you're like...
I'll dig it,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've always wondered, like, is it both, or is it like is the Mexican pizza with on the chicken wings? You know what I mean? Like, is this the way it's worded always makes me wonder if they combined it. But yeah, I don't get it.
It seems like a mixed bag, but depending on what their hours of operation are, like I might show up there if it's 2 a.m. You know what I mean? Like depends on when they're open.
I think it could be close. And it's not the closest to a. We have a fair amount of like colleges, and it's sort of close to one of them. So like, maybe I don't know. There was one place when I in Illinois when I was living there for college, a place called Fat Sandwich. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So imagine a store where they just said, "Fuck it, we're just like whatever you want, we're gonna put it in between bread," and that's their business model. So like you could get, God, what was it? It was something like one time I just wanted chicken fingers. And, like, it was the closest thing. So I just got chicken fingers and some French fries between bread and then just, like, tossed away the bread. Because they were pretty... But you could get, like, mozzarella sticks, anything fried. It's, like, any appetizer you can think of. Like, fucking pizza. And then they put it in between bread. And you're supposed to eat it whole. It's just fucking ordeal.
That's a hodgepodge. Like, it's so American, to be quite honest.
Yeah. No. It's definitely, like, a novelty. And there was a reason it was by, like, 3 bars. You know what I mean? So
interesting. Okay.
I don't know if I'd recommend it other than like you're drunk and what else are you gonna get at like 3 a.m?
Right. This is interesting. Tanya in the chat says in Russia, Mexican food is just food with a chili on top. That sounds terrible, but then on the other hand, like what kind of Russian food do they have in Mexico, right?
Oh, I mean, like even in America, like I can't think of any Russian restaurants I've ever seen.
Right, exactly.
I feel like if you put a gun to my head and name a Russian dish, I might say borscht, and I don't even know if that's accurate.
If 80% of my meal consists of vodka, does that count? It's kind of a liquid diet, but
I don't know, for some people. All right, let's send this off. We don't have any name brand restaurants and stuff here except the Mall Court KFC, and that's closed now. Oh man. That might be good though, because like it's not like name brand restaurants are like super great. They're just cheap, you know what I mean? And like for some people that's what you need, so that's fair. But yeah, I mean like I don't willingly go to KFC, you know what I mean?
Here we go. Pelmeni is considered the national dish of Russia. They are pastry dumplings, are typically filled with minced meat and wrapped in a thin pasta-like dough. Huh. Yeah, right. That looks fine. Almost reminds me of people are gonna get so mad at me. I'm so Mexican. It looks like a quesadilla. I'm sorry. All right. I'm just a good Mexican. I'm going. That reminds me of a quesadilla.
Well, it's
the shape of it anyway.
It's there's I feel like there's like some staple foods where like a sort of version like exists across cultures, like dumplings. Yes. There's a whole bunch of like different dumplings and dumpling variations and like you call it something else. Like I think you could technically call a ravioli an Italian dumpling. You know what I mean? Because it's essentially like a pasta dough with shit in the middle. That's that's
right.
I haven't found the money rock. I think I'm just gonna give up on the money rock.
Oh, talking about weird food combinations, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh, like, who gives a shit? Like...
That's the right answer. You know what? That's the right answer, Caitie. Who gives a shit?
I mean, like, you don't have to... It's like a rectangle square thing, I think. Like, if you want to call it a sandwich, fine. That's okay. Maybe I'd poke fun at you, but I really don't care. I mean, I guess it kind of is because you can hold it in your hand and like eat it, whatever. But like even like there's some sandwiches you can't like hold in both hands and eat it. Like there's a sandwich in Illinois that drives me fucking nuts that it's even a thing. It's called a horseshoe, where like think of a sandwich and you pour cheese on it, but now you take one piece of bread off. So like how are you supposed to eat that?
Ah, interesting.
I remember like in the dorm they served, which I mean it's dorm food, so it's already pretty bad. But they like served it to us. I'm like, this is the first time I ever heard this. I'm like, I'm sorry, you forgot to finish my goddamn sandwich. Can you?
What the fuck?
Oh, did you Google it?
This is insane.
Yeah. Okay.
What kind of fucking Midwestern diabetic death wish is this shit?
I
What?
know! Imagine you getting the dorm version of that, and you're just looking at whoever served it to you going, I'm sorry, I think you forgot a couple things here.
Yo, this is like...
Uh,
Holy crap. Wow.
yeah, it's not good.
I mean, look, if you needed to soak up a lot of alcohol and you're in college, I might appreciate it, but...
Yeah, maybe. Is a quesadilla a sandwich? Says Aaron Brody.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it counts as much as a hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's weird, right? If you keep taking, like, bread, meat inside of bread, like, I guess you could take that as a definition and expand it out to everything. Is a calzone a sandwich? Yes, right?
Yeah, I mean, with that description, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you cook a lot of Mexican food, or do you cook a lot at all?
I don't cook very much generally. I think I'm barely competent as a cook. Like, there's maybe a couple of things that I can make where I'd actually serve it to somebody else and be proud of it, but not very much. And Mexican food, no, not really. Like, I make tacos for myself, but that's like the easiest thing in the world to make, right? So,
was your family big cooks? Like, did they? Like...
Yeah, my mom's a great cook. My mom makes a lot of great food, Mexican food. My aunts are all great cooks. So yeah, I've definitely been exposed to a lot of great Mexican cooking. And where I live in South Texas, it's like, it's harder to find I mean, to be quite honest, like if you want to say a bad Mexican restaurant, there's ones that we prefer less, but it's hard to find one that's legitimately, bad.
Well, I mean, you probably say like El Chico. Do you have El Chico in Texas? I actually don't know any.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
I would say that. El Chico's like for those who don't know, it's like a crappy chain of Mexican food. At least it wasn't Tulsa. I don't know how it is in Austin.
Oh yeah. But I just mean like one that's like because I guess it's a localized chain, or like they're in multiple states.
Yeah.
But I would still consider that to be kind of like a box place as opposed to a place that's actually started. There's just tons of them and they're all pretty decent.
On the Border too. I would say On the Border is better than El Chico, but still like that type of food. Anyway.
Yeah, you're right. I'd agree with that also.
Can I might be able to get 30,000, so I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, so, yeah. So do you cook a lot of Mexican food by yourself, or not really? You're just steaks and potatoes?
Really. Yeah, like I'm not, I don't cook too much Mexican food, no.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? I accidentally, dug something up and it gave me 100 bells for no reason. Okay, cool.
Hey, we'll take it. 100 bells.
Yeah, hey, whatever. My grandma, my paternal grandmother, was a really good Italian cook because that's where my side of the family's from, and she passed it down to her daughters. Unfortunately, I'm related to her son, so it didn't really get passed down very well. But my aunts taught my mom a lot of stuff. So it kind of got passed down, like, mom learned how to make, like, homemade pasta and sauce and all that. And, like,
yeah.
I can't be asked to make homemade pasta because, quite frankly, that's just a lot. And, like, I don't have a lot of I don't have, like, a roller or whatever that you need to do it really well.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I'll do, like, homemade sauces and stuff like that. I don't really do a lot of Italian desserts just because, like, I feel like most of them involve, like, a lot of cream that will kill me.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it's kind of fun to, like, I don't know, take something you're like, oh, this is where my family's from, and like try to make something from that,
Yeah.
So, what's the deal with secret family recipes? I mean, I don't really think ours are secret. It's just more like teaching, like, kind of your heritage. Like, oh, this is kind of where we're from. This is what I grew up eating, So.
It's also a fun thing to pass along. I mean,
Yeah.
how secret they are, who knows? But generation to generation, you figure out a way to cook something that's a little bit different in your family, and then you pass it on to your kids and grandkids. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, and then also, like, new ways to do it. Like, when my grandmother was making pasta, it was, like, completely different, like, skill set than, like, today, where you just, like, hook it up to your dough mixer or whatever, and you call it an evening. You don't have to, like, do it all by hand. So... Which my mom's way more of a cook than I am. I don't really like cooking. I like eating. So,
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
I feel bad for my kids. I keep hoping that my daughter or really any child, but I'm currently having a daughter, likes to cook. That way, when she turns of 18, I can just be like, oh, thank God, I can stop cooking now. At least one of us can do it. Oh God.
Not only that, but like I joke, and it's just something that like it just never occurred to me until I was an adult, and not even like a young adult. Like recently, like this occurred to me just within the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like because I was washing dishes, and I don't know if I've talked about this before on a stream.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to remember, but I was washing dishes, and I got, God, I fucking hate washing dishes, man.
Oh,
And then you gotta like put them away and shit, and then I just realized like I think there had to have been like a solid 10 or 12 years where my parents didn't wash any dishes.
Wait, what? What
You know
did
I mean? Like, we washed all the dishes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
as kids, like me and my
Oh,
brother.
I see what you mean. Okay, I thought you meant
You know
like
what I mean?
you
Like-
just had dirty dishes in your home and you
No,
ate them.
we were washing them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they
Uh-huh.
took out any trash. I don't think they vacuumed any carpet. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's living the dream, right?
that's what I'm saying. And all of a sudden, I'm like, now I get it. That's why people have kids.
They can do less shit around the house.
Yeah, once they're old enough, you can make them do shit.
Oh man, it's so true though. I can't wait till my daughter's old enough to like do things. I'm like, yeah, you definitely have to take the dog out right now. Like when my dad, his hobby for the longest time until he got too busy with work was doing the lawn. He loved doing the lawn. It was green all year round. It was very beautiful. And like my job was to have to pick up all the dog shit because otherwise we mess with the lawnmower or whatever.
Oh,
So
right.
here I am, like, 8 or 9, and I just like, we had 2 dogs. Like we only picked it up like once a week, so it was quite a chore to go through the yard and do that.
Yeah.
And like that was my job forever. And then when I left, my dad suddenly just said, maybe I don't want to do the lawn anymore. I'm like, okay, so it was just because I could pick up the dog shit. Great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I was an only child and I still had to do like, oh God, sorry, when it glitches out and it's like, do you wish to sell? I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll sell that. Anyway, but oh shit, 10,000. Hey, we got our 30,000. We can make a money tree today. Anyway.
Bam, living the dream.
Yeah. I didn't have any siblings, so I still did like all of that. I did most of the dishes. I did not to say like my parents were slave drivers, but
No, I like honestly, like I don't have that viewpoint either. Like they made us
Yeah.
do a bunch of shit, but now they made us do a bunch of shit. But only now do I realize under the burden and the joys, of course, so wonderful being an adult, right?
Yeah, really.
Like the burdens and joys of being an adult. I go like, shit, they could have made us do more, and it would have still been fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm working. Like now I think of myself as an adult. Like if I had a kid, I'm like I'm doing all the work. I'm paying all the bills. I get
Mhm.
all of the food. Like
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you as many chores as you can possibly do while standing up. Like,
It's
this is-
true, yeah.
it's still fair. Like I could double your chores and it'd still be fair.
Yeah. Especially since like, you're not making any money for the most part, like
Right.
until you turn like 16 or whatever. So
Kids just absorb resources, and then like there's that weird middle period too, where like if it's a baby and it's absorbing resources, you're just enamored by how cute it is. But like
mhm.
once those fuckers get to be 10 years old, like there's a good.
Oh, I start early, man. 8 years old, like, hey, guess what you're learning how to do? It's
I agree.
vacuum.
100%.
So, yeah. Well, we're definitely starting our daughter off with learning chores because Michael's actually like he didn't really do a lot of chores growing up, and so like it's not that he didn't know how. It's just they taught him how, and then he didn't really have to do it. And it's just really bizarre, like our experience, like how they differ. I'm like, oh yeah, I got grounded all the time, and because I was a little shithead. I lost the muddy spot. I know I've seen it today, and I don't know where it is. And then he'll like, no, we're like, when I got grounded, I had to do chores, so I did a lot of chores. And then Michael, like, he's so sweet, he never really got grounded, didn't really do a lot of chores, so he's like, yeah, I just kind of had a lot of time to myself. Oh my God, how, who are you?
Oh,
Okay, how do we dig this up properly? Because I'm gonna mess this up. I want to take 30,000 and bury it.
mm-hmm.
Okay,
Make
now
it
we have a
money.
tree. Okay, Let's go send off these letters. And I think it takes a week to grow, so we'll fast forward a week and see what that gets us. Hopefully it doesn't die, otherwise I'm going to be very sad, Caitie. I think these fossils are making us the most money so far. And poor Blathers is just sitting in the museum sobbing, wishing we gave some to him.
The man doesn't give a shit about science. He's just like, give me that money.
It's true, yeah.
Gosh, Panen is more like a Claude than we realized.
A little bit, yeah.
All about the money.
Maybe this is like an alternate universe where this is Claude's son or brother or something like that. Maybe this is him and Honora's child. He only looks... Ooh. Yeah, that's why he's wearing the royal whatever.
That's why he looks so weird, too.
Yeah, but not too weird. Like, it's weird, but not like, you know... horrific. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's... I forgot that you can't... this isn't New Horizons where you can just save and quit anywhere. I have to go back home. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, God, that is... I mean, quality of life updates, right? Isn't that a great thing in games?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't get to look at our house upgrade. We have just a really big room now that's full of cockroaches and a little boy peeing. So we got we got quite a castle going on.
We should clarify that's a statue Caitie's talking about.
That's true. That's true. That's true. What's up with because I've seen it ever since I was a kid, but what's up with like Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes pissing on things? Like I know it's not a sanctioned licensed thing that they do, but why is it so popular?
I don't know.
Why is that a thing?
There's so many things that become things that I don't even know about.
Yeah, like truck nuts. How did
Jesus Christ. Oh, truck nuts. I don't even know.
I'll be honest though. Maybe just because I don't live down south anymore. I can't remember the last time I saw truck nuts.
Oh, I've seen them. I saw some. Not all the time. I will say not all the time, but they're out there. They exist.
Like yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen them. that might just be where I live though, because we don't really get a lot of trucks up here. So.
And I will say stuff like that you really see. You're probably not seeing stuff like that much anymore, like sort of in the major cities in Texas.
Yeah.
But if you're driving between anywhere, like you see it. You'll see it.
Okay. Here we go to Jarcox. The thought of Claude replicating is something.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. Ooh, I mean, it's not like we didn't see portions of that with Zebran. Oh,
I forgot. I forgot we did that. I'm sorry we did that. Okay, let's. I have to remember where. I don't know why I cannot remember this town layout very well. It's just not... I don't know. It just kind of messes with me. This was not a problem when I was a kid. It just feels bigger for some reason, and I don't know why. Because I don't think it is. No, it died! Oh, Jordan.
Oh, no. Wait, what died? The game crashed?
No. Our tree died. We lost 30,000 bells.
Wait. Can you reload a save point?
No, I mean, like, it writes it over every time.
Oh, Jesus
We're just
Christ.
fucked. We made a bad investment. What did we do wrong?
That is harsh.
That is very harsh.
Oh, do we have to water it?
I don't... Dude, I can't remember if this game even has watering cans. It might have just been a bad placement. Like, if it might have been too close to the river, and so there wasn't room. Damn it. Okay. I'm pissed. Well, we lost a lot of money. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more time. So let's try to get more 30,000, and after that, maybe we start going with stock market. Or the turnips, if you will. I'm sad and confused. Yeah, I think it was just maybe too close to the river, and like with this game, it gets really finicky on where trees can grow.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, God, I can't just... We could have had $90,000.
Oh boy, God! This is the harsh realities of Animal Crossing
Yeah.
OG.
I feel like we just made like a really bad we invested in something pre-COVID and now it's it's a business shutdown or something. Yeah.
We invested in the wrong video chat competitor.
We did. Yeah. We went with I can't even think of another one. Skype maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, no. We went with fucking Poom instead of Zoom.
Poop sounds like a porn version of Zoom.
I don't know.
Oh God.
Just a bunch of people on Tinder going, "What's your Poom user?"
It really sounds like Poon, and that just doesn't. Oh God. But hey, no, maybe we need to capitalize on this. That's what's really going to earn us money. It's like
I don't think people are staying inside in that regard. I think there's been a bunch of I've seen news stories about how it's the #1 reason why people are breaking quarantine.
Going to prostitutes.
I mean, we'll just going to hook up with people.
Oh,
like on Tinder, people meeting on Tinder and be like, "Yeah, fuck it."
All right, well, yeah. I mean,
oh, there was that one article of what was this? Someone in the UK, it was a public figure, maybe it was an elected official, who was being very sort of hardline about like how strict the punishment should be for anyone that's there should be hard curfews and people should be getting arrested. And of course, he was discovered #1 cheating on his wife, but also breaking quarantine to go meet with his lover like several times a week.
Why? why would he think that's a good idea? I'm gonna be extremely outspoken about quarantine, and then I myself am going to just break it.
People make dumb decisions all the time.
I guess that's true. I keep accidentally digging because I'm not very good with the controls of this game. Because it's an Xbox instead of a GameCube, and my memories are confused. But I guess like a part of the golden shovel is that you randomly dig up money. So that's something.
Oh, here we go. Michael in the chat says it was the guy who invented the UK quarantine rules, and then the tall warden says it was like their Dr. Fauci equivalent, I think.
Oh, man.
Gotcha. Dr. Fauci is the main sort of medical advisor in the U.S. for people who aren't in the U.S. Yeah, I can see how that would be a huge scandal if Fauci was out there.
Yeah, we don't need any more scandals. We got plenty of our own, honestly.
You ain't kidding. Hey, Fussel. Fussel's in the chat. He says, when the booty calls, quarantine doesn't matter in that case. Yeah, apparently. Not in the UK, at least.
Oh, my God. Why? I feel like no matter what version of the game you're playing, digging holes in the ground, you never dig where you want it to be. Just the worst. Okay, here we go. Cum gate. Oh, God. Is that what they called it?
Yes, cum gate. Yeah, well, he came and he went.
No. Oh, damn it. I had really bad aim, and so I just lost money. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Did you ever have any weird, I don't want to necessarily make it, like, sex scandals, but, like, just weird scandals in school when you were a kid?
Oh, Jesus, when you said, have you ever, and you said, I thought we were still talking about Cumgate, and I was like, whoa.
What, you don't constantly...
We don't have those kind of scandals in Texas. No, I'm kidding. People do. People do. Do you mean personally, like, did I get in trouble for anything?
Well, not you personally, but, like, someone at your school or something. Like, what was the big scandal in your high school or something like that, you know?
I don't think there was anything really that, I mean, I don't know. Nothing that really, like, you mean between teachers and students, or just teachers hooking up, or just, like...
Or student, like, didn't have to be sexual. Like, maybe someone did something really stupid, like, set the lawn on fire, or, you know, whatever.
I don't know if anything really comes to mind as far as, like, scandalous. I'm just watching the chat. Wait, hold on. The guy involved is called Cummings. Oh, come on, man.
Oh, poor bastard.
Jesus, that's like the what was the guy's name in New York? Wiener.
Oh, Anthony Weiner.
Jesus Christ! Like some people.
That was too good.
That was fantastic,
God.
Man.
Oh God. Oh, what was Oh, and well, hold on. Let's go back to the school scandal one. So you don't have any like fun high school scandal stories?
Nothing that come to mind. Why do you have one?
I mean, I have like maybe a couple. The sexual one that was really weird. That we had a girl in school who was like, she really wanted to be edgy. Like, now remember, I went to like a fancy private school, so everyone like wants to like have some sort of tortured background when it's like your dad owns the latest like oil trend. You have like a shit ton of money. Like, yeah, you might have some trauma, but like I knew this girl's family and it was like they were really kind and sweet. Like nothing was going on in the background, but she wanted to be that emo tortured soul so bad. Anyway, this was the year they had just built a new library. Before it was just like our library was just a big room, and now they had a big building they built, and it just got finished. And so, for whatever reason, like the school just wanted to like brag to the students. So like, they decided that they would bring like, you know, whatever hour of your class you would come in and like, you know, oh look at, oh, I found a. I don't even know what the fuck this is.
Fine, hang on a second.
It's a piece of furniture, but I don't know what, like a black rook, but I don't get the first part of it. Okay, let's see what this is. Anyway. But they were taking like class tours where they would like bring your class to the thing and you would like walk around the building and then like I mean like inside and outside just to see like all the new construction. And okay, so this is just a chess piece. Okay, I'm selling that. But anyway, so we're you know they were doing stuff like that. I was not part of the class, but anyway, the girl who was super emo decided to skip out on class and called her like 1 year older boyfriend. Like she was like a senior and he was like 19, like so it was, you know, sort of a scandal. And they decided that the best place to go and have sex in the entire campus was right behind the library that everyone was touring around and walking around all the time.
Oh boy.
So a class just got full frontal of this poor girl as they were walking around like touring the building.
Oh Jesus.
She I think she got it wasn't expelled because I think her daddy paid some money to keep her in at least until she graduated, but like she definitely wasn't back for a couple weeks. It was
wow.
It was such a dumb decision. Like, let's not even in the car. Like, let's do it out in the open. There's a road nearby. Like, I'll never get that.
I thought you were gonna go with like everyone could hear them, but no, they got an actual visual.
It was the entire class. They walked around the corner, and there's this girl is getting absolutely knocked.
Wow.
Oh, God. Okay, we got new clothes. We got prism shirts. It looks like colorful squares, and then a mod top, which is absolutely hideous. I'm putting my foot down on mods. Actually, it looks like 90s bullshit. I don't know. Do we want to keep with the noble shirt, or do we like one of these?
Yeah, I think noble shirt might still be the best one. Yeah.
Let's do that. I'll sell the other two then. There was a girl my age who in high school who dated a professor, and it was a huge scandal, mainly because he did favoritism and he was like 40 plus older and they lived out 6 years later.
Well, at least they're happy.
Yeah, at least they're happy. I don't think like any other fun school. I have a sad one. I don't think we want a sad one, do we?
Yeah, let's not do the sad one.
Let's not do the sad one. Yeah, that one's probably the wildest I have, but it's just sad because it's just a bad situation.
We're making money again. Look at us, back up to 18,000 now.
Yeah, those fossils, man. They are definitely worth it. I think I kind of did everything I can though for today, so let's go on to a new day. What's another fun scandal? Because we had like a lot of like kids who want like. Private school is weird because real high school is nothing like the movies and the TV, and I feel like people that go to public school understand that, but people in private school are like obsessed with image, and so like they want to have those like look like they're 20-year-olds playing 19-year-olds and then going to like these crazy parties in like someone's lake house. Also remember, this is Tulsa, Oklahoma. This isn't like we're not like New York.
Yeah. Okay.
So like it's you know they're a version of that. And so like there was always like some house party, someone getting drunk doing something stupid.
Yes.
Oh, there was a tradition of doing a prank, the senior prank or whatever, and the people 2 years above me, they were like they were smart kids, but they were also troublemakers. So what they ended up doing, because our campus was kind of big, they had some golf carts for the teachers to walk around in and do stuff with. So what these kids did is they built a ramp to essentially push the golf cart on top of the roof of the building, and they ended up doing it.
Oh boy.
They got in a huge amount of trouble, but can you imagine like all of us going to school the next morning and there's a golf cart on top of the school building and you're like, holy shit! and like they left the ramp there because they didn't know how to bring it back, because like they just brought a bunch of lumber and then because this is a one story tall, they brought a bunch of lumber in like their trucks or whatever, but then the ramp they built ended up being too big for the trunk and they didn't want to get caught, so they just left it there. They did eventually get caught, but man, it was, if anything, it was fun walking around school and seeing just that up and then them figuring out how to get it down.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. Did you? Yeah, everyone's saying they did senior pranks. Did your place do senior pranks?
I mean, there was nothing. I was not cool enough to be to give a shit, really. But yeah.
Yeah.
So also, Aaron Brody had something in here where she says that a teacher had. Hold on, I gotta go back and find it now. It scrolled up.
Oh yeah, I hate it when it goes fast.
Apparently, it was a murder story that we missed.
Ooh.
Oh, geez, where'd it go? There was antifreeze involved.
Oh.
Oh, okay, here we go. I mean, long story short, he got caught fooling around with an 8th grader, and when his wife found out, he tried to poison her with antifreeze. Wait, the 8th grader or the wife?
Oh, actually, that's a good question. Both are terrible. But oh my god.
Both are awful, but you know,
Oh
we gotta
my
get some
God.
clarification.
I hope she's okay. I mean, like, mentally, that is awful, but... Oh, God.
That's rough.
Yeah, that is rough. We didn't have anyone do a murder, but we did have someone murdered. That's not even the sad story I was going to bring up. But...
River Meets Timbers just put, ooh, Caitie about a murder.
Hey, look. Oh, we got an umbrella. A noodle
You
pair.
had the same reaction to an umbrella as you did to murder.
Look, it's raining, so like, look, we have, how is this a noodle? I'm extremely disappointed in this. I was expecting like it looked like a cup of ramen, not this. I'm so disappointed right now. Maybe this looks like a traditional noodle bowl or something, and I'm just missing context. Maybe that's it. Okay, anyway. This be a bowl pad. Oh! What the fuck's... Nook? Nook, what the fuck is this? Welcome, welcome. If you wish to try the raffle, please go around to the other side of the table. I don't, though. I want to sell my items. Welcome, welcome. It's your lucky day. You may give it a spin. You got raffle ticket. I guess I don't have a raffle ticket. One spin for 5 raffle tickets. I don't have any. Can I not just sell things like normal? No, he's not gonna let me. Okay, so this day's a fucking bust. Okay, great. Okay. So far this plan for a tree has been a bust. So I'm kind of disappointed in this. This has probably been our most unproductive episode yet, Jordan.
I mean, we're making money, but we're not making progress.
Yeah, you know, it's just not. I can't sell anything today, so that's a bust. I have to. I haven't even found any fossils yet. I've already loaded in, so I might as well go look for something and send it off. But just Woof. We've already wasted 30,000. My plan sucks. Well, I found the money rock today, so that's something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then weeds. Weeds fucked me over. These weeds are not... Like, I'm not going to spend a whole episode doing weeds, but let me tell you, they're making my life a lot more difficult. Oh, Jesus. Unproductive? We're talking about murder. How is that unproductive?
You ain't kidding.
Once a girl got pregnant at my high school, that's probably the worst thing that's happened. Oh, you... Sweet, sweet child. We didn't have a high pregnancy rate, but there was at least 1 or 2 girls per year. And it's not even like... Usually the story was that she knew about safe sex and like she had access to condoms and stuff like that and birth control, so that they just couldn't be asked, and so there you go. Like, I don't know.
I wonder if that's different across, like, is that more American? Is there are higher rates of that in America than there are in other countries?
I don't know. Because, like, you do get, like, people claiming that, like, oh, you know, religious schools, they don't teach you about safe sex and whatnot. I mean, like, at least our schools did. More so in high school than in 8th grade. 8th grade was... I've told you all about the special box story. But, yeah,
I think sometimes they have to be sort of a scapegoat, right? The idea that like all it takes is knowledge and information to sort of get the practice to be carried out effectively, which clearly is not the case.
Yeah, like you can have plenty of knowledge about it, but there's also like familial support and just like there's a whole bunch of other issues.
Only because I'm now trying to close out some unused tabs, I'm reminded of the Jets Pizza conversation, and I want to know. Aaron, did you get delivery? How long does it take? And what's the review? What did you guys get? Now I have to know how did.
That's true, yeah. Which if I think she mentioned Jets was deep dish, which if that's the case, I could take like an hour.
Oh, that's true.
What is the use of weeds? So the weeds are it's more of a mechanic to frustrate you, because like there is a mechanic in I think all of the games, but this one especially, where you're supposed to keep the town clean, and part of that is picking up the weeds. And like the more you have your town clean, you can get like special flowers and prizes and stuff like that. We can't be asked to do that, so we're not. But that's that. All right, let's write some letters.
Let's see. I ordered delivery, large pepperoni, bacon, and green pepper, plus cheesy bread, and it should be here in 20 minutes. Okay, we've had it before. I just couldn't decide. Also, Jordan, ask about Murder Boy.
Murder Boy?
Yeah, okay, there we go. Did we miss something else in the chat? What about Murder Boy?
Yeah, what did I... Is this something I said? Because let me tell you, kids, my mind is not in a place where I remember anything that I've ever said.
Is Murder Boy bringing your pizza? Are these two things related? I don't understand.
Or maybe you're supposed to call Jet's Pizza and ask about Murder Boy.
Ah, I see. Okay, yeah. Excuse me, Jet's Pizza. I'd like to order one Murder Boy.
Actually, I could see that being a name of like some like special pizza where they just put so much lard on it or something. Like, if a young boy eats this pizza, he will be murdered, type of thing. You know?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Oh, I think here's your response.
I was in math class with a kid who ended up killing his neighbor, chopping him up in a wood chipper.
Oh, it's Fargo!
And leaving him in garbage bags in the kid's garage. Oh, boy.
Oh, you went to school with a psychopath.
Oh, boy. All right, well.
Was it like... Was there a reason, or was it like just for funsies? Like, how much of a psychopath was this?
Yeah, that is so morbid.
Yeah, wow. Oh, I can't sell things, so we're done for today. Fuck, I forgot.
I had math with him. He seemed normal. Well, that just proves that your murder detector is really broken. Because
it's true.
That's a big swing and a miss on being able to detect psychopaths.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, they're, antisocial personality disorder. Like, if they're supposed to be really good at pretending to be normal, like, that's their shtick. I mean, like with variations in how successful they are, but I don't know. Or what? Where I don't know. Like it could be like I did a project with him. It was in his house. Oh boy. Oh boy. But there's also like, is he a psychopath, or was there some reason like
He snapped somehow.
yeah, he snapped, or like there was, I don't want to say there was a good reason for murder, but just like he caught them making out with his girlfriend or something, and then he wanted to hide the murder and sew the chipping bag. You know, like it's something that like a reasonable person can at least see where things were going with this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna skip a couple days because I don't know what the fuck is. Oh, we're on new month. I'm pretty sure he's not in jail anymore. Wait, what? But I hope it's not another 10-year reunion this year. Oh, that reminds me. So a long time ago, I got an invite to my 10-year high school reunion, and I had the perfect excuse that I didn't want to go because that happened like the day they announced a thing, or like it was going to be whatever. It was also my due date. And then COVID happened, and so now I don't have a good excuse anymore because they changed the date to a time I probably could go, and I'm like, ah, fuck. Now I just have to look like an asshole. We were so close. I had a perfect excuse. Now I can't use it.
Yeah, I mean, you could still say, I don't know, nervous about the lockdown or something. I don't know. Who knows how long that's gonna last?
Yeah, I don't know. If it honestly, I think I'd be blunt enough to just be like, nah.
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 Why?
I'm done with it. Yeah, I don't. Like, I live so far away. Like, it would honestly be a chore to go down there. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? We have a kite machine? Does anyone know what this is? It kind of looks interesting. I'm just confused.
Mm-hmm.
There's something happening in the background here, and I don't know what's going on. Oh, let's hope we can sell our shit. Okay. Here we go. Guess I'll have to get into the kid, but I actually don't think it'd be physically impossible for me to get pregnant again before that time. All right, so we got a whole bunch of shit to set up. Now your 10-year high school reunion's probably passed by now, right? Like it's probably last year.
Yeah, I got no interest in that.
Yeah.
I got no interest. Like, do you know how many years it's been since I don't care? Like it just seems like I don't know. Like it just doesn't seem even remotely. It doesn't seem remotely tangential to my life. Do you know what I mean? Like I have a life now. It doesn't have really anything to do with any of those people anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone from high school who are like, you know what, I'm legitimately curious about what happened to them. And I want to get back in contact because like I'm someone else now. There's someone else now. Like I have plenty of friends. I don't need any more. Especially ones that I abandoned to begin with. Like,
good point.
So yeah, it just seems like a bad idea. And then I wonder, like, who... I guess I'm more curious to see who would go. Not that I want to go at all or meet any of them, but, like, who in my class has decided that this is something that they need in their life? You know what I mean? Like, this is almost kind of bitchy to say, I think, a little bit. But, like, who has romanticized high school because that was accidentally the best part of their lives?
It's rough, right? Isn't that a real, like, you think about that for some person who's like 30 and they're thinking back to high school going, oh, gee, I wish I could go back.
Yeah.
Like, it's rough. It's rough for things to be rough in high school. I didn't have it nearly as bad as some people did. Mm-hmm. But it's rough for people who have a hard time in high school. But at least you get to lean on the fact that, like, the rest of your life is after this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're wishing you could go back, like that's got to be worse because now you got to live with that for a long time.
Oh yeah, and like I think there might be some people in the chat who are like, oh, but I have friends that I met in high school that I still keep. But I think that's different. Like you can make friends with people that you met in high school. Like Michael still has some friends that he keeps that he met from high school, but like they're not going to their 10-year anniversary or whatever. Like,
oh yeah,
it's completely different. And
yeah, no, having friends is that's a good thing if you have you know friends from that young. But I'm just saying, like people who, like you said, it is like the best point in their life was in high school.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel bad for them. And a part of me also wonders, like, I don't want to, I don't want to word it like, oh, did you try to do something else, but more just like, have you given up on your? Are things so bad now that you gave up on your future and just decided to romanticize the past, or like what happened there? I don't know.
That could be. Yeah.
So.
Dang, look at that, 40,000 bells. We are killing it.
Well, I hope I don't. I want to try the tree thing one more time, but I also can't find the tree or the spot with the tree. So, oh, there's a crab again. Hello, crab. I feel like only the rich and popular kids will show up at the reunions. I mean, not necessarily. Because I guess I went to school with a bunch of the rich and popular kids, and some of them were just like, bye, I'm going to go work at Daddy's office and never see any of you again. There was this guy, a very nice guy. I don't mean to, like, harp on him. He was actually very sweet. But, like, as soon as he, like, left high school, he, you know, went to college or whatever and, like, immediately had his job at, like, his dad's advertising agency and was making, like, a shit ton of money. And I'm like, oh, man, if only. Only my dad did something I could make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, that's something for those people.
Yeah.
But still, everybody hates that type of nepotism. It's like you'll never really be as useful as you could have been if you had to earn it, and everybody knows everybody knows who those people are. And they despise them.
Yeah. And like I don't know anything about him other than like he was a pretty chill dude. Like most people liked him in high school, so he has a good personality. I know at least, but just like, what if he sucks? I really don't know. Like at his job, he might like when he fully inherits it, he might completely run it to the ground. I really don't know. So I don't know. This is the most depressing stream yet. Yeah, we kind of been harping on some bad.
Okay, hold on. We can. We went to space. That's a good thing, right?
Honestly, I did not even know that happened until my father-in-law mentioned, like, oh, they're in space. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's a beautiful moment, like watching that live stream and seeing that launch, and it's a great moment. I feel genuinely encouraged by that happening and by that event. It's a really it is something that sort of gives you that science fiction vibe, but it's also really exciting to see it happening in real life.
I didn't watch it, to be honest. I don't feel like I have anything to add.
All of the footage and stuff from inside of the Dragon capsule like vehicle is it just looks super futuristic. The suits look really cool. Like the space suits that they just did for SpaceX kind of might give me a little bit of a Mass Effect vibe. Like that's what a Mass Effect prequel might have looked like. Just shit like that. It's like, holy shit, like this looks like a spaceship now, right? It doesn't look like a space shuttle. Like it finally looks like what you would actually imagine space travel might look like in 2020, you know?
Are they expected to come back soon, or like what? Like they're not. I don't think they're scientists, are they? It is like a commercial thing. So are they just gonna come up there, stay for a bit, and leave, or like what's the?
Well, no, so they're NASA astronauts, right? So it's like SpaceX partnering with NASA to do this launch, and NASA has not sent a manned mission to the International Space Station in like almost 10 years. It's always been Russian crafts that have been manned.
So even if you sent, like I thought there was people up in the International Space Station.
Yeah, no, they're still doing rotations and stuff, but it would always be Russian vehicles because the shuttle got retired by NASA. And so this is now the first American manned space vehicle in almost a decade since the shuttle got retired. It's a pretty big deal, especially, I mean, I hate to bring politics into it, but especially because our relationship with Russia can at times be strained.
Yeah.
Thankfully, space exploration has always been kind of like a neutral ground where even if the US and Russia aren't getting along, it's like, hey, man, space exploration, right? Like you put that shit aside for your people who are exploring space, but you never know. As a contingency, it's always nice to know that we have an American-based company making the vehicles and all that stuff. So
yeah,
it's a pretty monumental thing. It's a good thing for America. It's a good thing for the world and humanity to see that sort of next step in space exploration.
Now, like I always feel like when people say like, "Oh, next is Mars," like I feel like the next step is not actually Mars. Like, what do you think is the next step for?
Going back to the moon, I hope.
Yeah, maybe something like more. I don't want to say permanent, but like something like a structure at least, maybe like a temporary one, or they just like chill out there for a couple days, like a base or something, you know.
I mean, I'd love to see
camping
the
on the moon.
international.
Let's go camping on the moon.
Moon camping.
Moon camping.
That would be fun. I'd love to see a permanent base on the moon. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. See, I feel like that's the next step, and like I feel like anything to Mars is gonna be like so long from now.
Oh God, Elisa said next step is space Disney. You're probably not wrong, honestly. Fucking
Ugh.
Disney. Just get
I
everywhere.
mean, if I look up at the moon and see a giant Mickey Mouse, like I'd be depressed, but I wouldn't be like I wouldn't hate it probably.
I would be so offended if they put a giant Mickey Mouse face on the moon. We would have to invade Disneyland.
I think there was at one point a plan to use a projector to project advertisements on the moon, and like I think a bunch of like countries got together and be like, okay, hold on, we gotta, this is too much. We're going to a place none of us like right now.
That would be a little weird, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna set the clock. We just wanna next day it, because I couldn't find the money spot, so here we go. And Penn.
That is a very good Andy Weir book, though. God, it's Andy Weir is the person who wrote The Martian. And I read it. It was fantastic. What's the name of it again? It was another book that he wrote. It was about the first colony on Mars. And very interesting. Like, I thought it was a very grounded, it was science fiction, but it was a very grounded look at what the first steps of life on Mars might. Artemis is the name of the book. And very just sort of like, government's obviously involved, but it was sort of like the first colony on Mars where private industry would really get a chance to sort of step in and sort of watching that dynamic play out with a little bit of a sort of thriller plot line in the ending of it. Very good book.
I can't, like, my life has been so busy with other shit, I can't remember the last, other than a Dragon Age book, I can't remember, like, the last, like, for pleasure book I read. Like, it's so far been, like, babies or school book or something. Like, it's, I haven't really been haven't had a lot of time to read, like, a fun thing.
Now, speaking of baby books, now we already
boy.
know that you're not going to talk about your daughter's name, which I think is very wise. But I've always been curious, like, how did that? Was it a negotiation? Did you come up with a name? Was Michael just like, yeah, you name her? I don't, or was it like, how many books did you guys read? Like, how did you decide on the name?
So we came before I got pregnant. We came to the conclusion, like, we both want to help decide, but I'll have the final say on a girl's name, and he'll have a final say on a boy name, because that just seemed like the most fair.
Okay.
And if one of us like hates the name he picked out, we're gonna have a conversation about it. It's not like, fuck you, Caitie, I'm gonna name my kid XY07 or whatever fucking Elon just did.
Ash X12 or whatever.
Yeah. Whatever that was. No, it'd be a discussion, but like if we were like torn between a couple names, then we would do that. So then when we found out I was pregnant, we just kind of Michael liked the idea of like using family names. So like a lot of the names we had on our list were like just stuff from our family, that like family members we liked or looked up to or something like that. Like what we're naming our daughter is like my great grandmother's name or something like that. I forgot how many greats it is. But she was like a really cool lady that we just heard a lot of cool stories about growing up, and I thought like she was this really cool woman who her husband died prematurely, left her with like 3 kids during the Depression era. And she kicked ass and raised not only all of them, but became a like really hard edge landlord for people that were getting out of prison because no one else would take them, and so she would. And she like did a lot of like, she sold baked goods illegally, and the city let her get away with it because she was a widow with 3 kids. And what else? What, are you going to say no to that? So
right.
she just has like a lot of really cool stories from her, and I was like, I want to name, like, especially considering the times, it seemed like a very fitting name. So we went with that, and then so I guess that's what we're doing now. If we went with a boy, Michael is in love with the name that I'm not too fond of, so I'm kind of almost glad it's not a boy, because we didn't have to go through the discussion of being like, I know you love it, I know it means so much to you, but can we? I don't know, man. So that's a bridge we'll cross when we get there. But yeah,
Well, I
that's how.
think, Katie, you have to realize just because Michael wants to name your first name Jordan, I think that's a great idea. I think that's the bond between Michael and I has gotten really strong, and I just think that's something that I think
I
the success of
mean,
the Michael Jordan podcast has really led to this. I think you just maybe want to accept that.
on like put it like a
Oh
weird,
yeah, well,
it's like a
not
weird
my
accent.
favorite,
Like,
but
hello, this is our child, Jordan.
that sounds kind of like fancy almost.
A little bit, yeah. Also putting like a
Oh wait, did the
pretentious
stream
accent.
die?
Wait, what?
Stream is offline.
It's offline?
Stream is offline is what it says. Hang on, it might just be me. I don't know. How's the stream for everybody else?
It's still
It's
going.
back.
It's still going for me, I think.
Okay, it's back, but it went out for some reason.
I
Interesting.
don't know what happened there. OBS seemed to be fine. I don't know. I think my apartment complex, everyone's home now, and so like all the old ladies learned how to use the internet, and so now things are shitty again. It blipped, yeah.
It blipped. It says we back. Okay, so I think it's back if it did go out for some people.
Oh no. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I really don't. I kind of hope COVID ends soon, just so I have my internet back, because that's the one thing we need right now is me to have it.
Oh yes, of all the things.
Yeah. It popped. Apparently it's a mix of it's fine versus it blipped. That's really weird.
The tube's getting a little shaky over there.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna name my Dragon Age 4 character Jordan. Jordan or Jordan?
Either one's good.
What would not that you have to say the name, but like if you were to come up with like a naming convention for your kids, like would you want to do more family names, traditional names, Jordan? Like what do you, or is that not even something you're thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that is probably something I don't give a lot of thought to. So yeah, I don't know if I would have a good answer at this stage.
Yeah. Now my name, apparently, because I've asked my parents like what was the naming convention. My mom also wanted to use family names, and she wanted to name me after her grandmother that she loved dearly, who actually died only like 4 years ago or something like that. Like she lived up until like she was almost 100. But her name unfortunately was Mabel Winona. So I was very nearly Mabel Winona until my dad was like, we can't, no. we can't do this. Yeah. Mom was like, oh, but we'll call her like Mabel, and like she had like all these like dumb nicknames, and like, no, I can't do this. She has since gotten a dog that she has named Mabel. So at least she eventually used that for something else, but, apparently where my name came from, and Dad can never remember what it was, but my dad was watching a movie and he thought an actress was very pretty, and he goes, I hope my daughter's that pretty one day, and so he named her after me, or the other way around, he named me after her. Yeah. And I always thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, Dad, you named me after a hot actress? What the hell is that?
Wait, who's the actress?
I don't know. Dad can't remember the movie.
Oh wow!
Dad, my mom is convinced my dad is face blind because he can never remember like anybody.
Same spelling though?
Huh?
Same spelling though?
No, well, Caitlin, same spelling, yeah. The Caitie part, no. But yeah, some actress named Caitlin something.
So okay,
yeah,
so this would have been a movie released like say in the 80s, late 80s, mid to late 80s, right before you were born.
Yeah, maybe like 90 because I'm a 91 kid, so like. It could have been very early 90s or something.
Okay, all right, everybody. Let's see if we can figure out which actress.
A Caitlin something. And knowing Dad was probably an action movie, but I don't remember what it is.
The problem is a lot of actresses, it's fucking impossible to tell how old they are. So,
oh, yeah.
Like, what could they have been in that would have...
In an alternate timeline, Katie's called Mabel. I am, though. I was very nearly Mabel. And we still make fun of my mom for that. She goes, it was a pretty name. No, it's not, Mom. No offense, Mom. That one needs to not. Okay, let's sell some stuff. I'd like to sell. I did find the money spot today, but unfortunately it's was way too close to a cliff, so I think it would have resulted in another dead tree.
Ah, good bet. Yeah, good bet.
No, hold on. I didn't want to sell that. Come back here now. Are you looking for Caitlin's?
Yeah, I'm just doing some basic cross analysis here.
Good luck.
It's more than you'd think too with that spelling, which is quite weird.
It's actually a really common way to spell Caitlin. So I don't know why I'm the only Caitie spelled like me. I'm the only one brave enough.
Fighting the good fight for all the Caitlins out there.
I honestly, it's so bizarre how many Caitlin, like Caitlins, I meet, and then like they call themselves Katie. I'm like, what happened here, kids?
Yeah.
It's like he has moved away since then, but we had a very nice neighbor whose name was Richard, but he insisted we call him Dick, and I felt weird every time. That's legitimately a nickname for Richard. That's a thing, but it just didn't age 100%.
Well. Yeah.
And like he was very nice. He was always super sweet to us. He like had a lot of really good, like really cute grandchildren that would come up and do like play with his family and whatever. And it's every time I see him, hey Dick, I just felt bad.
Yeah, but it's such a weird like because you can pair that nickname with other descriptors. Like, what if your name is Richard and you're 6'5"? You know what I mean? Hey, it's a Big Dick. How's it going, Big Dick?
There's someone out there though that like has that nickname and loves it though.
What if there's somebody who's named Richard and because if you name your sometimes in families if somebody's Michael and then the son's named Michael when they're little they say little Michael. What happens if you're Richard and Richard and you're both nicknamed Dick? You're like, hey, it's Big Dick and Little Dick.
Or like Dick Juniors, like something like that. Oh God.
Combined in so many terrible ways.
Oh God, you're right. Jesus. Now I will say my dad's a third actually. He's whatever the third. And like his dad, his like with their name that they have. I'm trying to protect my dad's thing, but my dad's privacy. But this is kind of hard to say without saying the name. But let's use Richard. He would go by Dick. His father would go by Richard, and then like his grandfather was Rich. Like they all just used 3 different variations of the same name. So I don't know. Maybe that's what you do.
S in the chat says the stream is much less depressing. Yeah, that's what happens. You got to cheer people up talking about dicks.
I feel like today it's either depression or death or dicks. Yeah. Here's a really random question I was thinking about the other day. It's like a stereotype that guys don't like romance movies, and I would say that a part of that's probably because a lot of romance movies are aimed towards women. Is there a romance movie that's aimed towards dudes and that is actually popular with the guys? And if so, what is it?
I have said this, I don't know how many different times where I've said that 10 years from now, or I guess now the game came out maybe like a year and a half ago, I go, we're going to look back on this and we're going to see this. I mean, I'm 100% serious. I think this is going to be a turning point in sort of the cultural attitude amongst young men in settling down and getting married and having a house. I mean that wholeheartedly, sincerely. I think it is a phenomenal story, and I think it values the premise of putting away sort of the freedom of your youth and sort of the danger and sort of the allure of sort of being an outlaw, going around with your friends and sort of doing what you want and smash and grab and all sort of stuff, for taking responsibility for your family, settling down, doing what your wife asks you to do, doing what's best for your son, and sort of building a house. And what I said was that The Notebook, which is like a famous romantic movie, everybody knows that from years ago with Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, that The Notebook is the movie that made young women want a young man who will build them a house. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is the cultural event that will make young men want to build a girl a house. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That's amazing.
It's true. Give it 10 years and I'm going to be proved 100% right.
Now, would you say? Now, I haven't played it, but God of War at least had a take care of my child thing. Would that kind of count, or no? It's something different.
Oh, that's a good one. I think that's definitely. There's no romance element really. I mean, I guess in some sense he's honoring the memory of his wife. Kratos is. So I guess there's something like that in there. But you're right. I think that's another great example of something in that similar vein.
Okay.
Um,
Back to Katie's actual question. I can't think of any movies.
oh yeah, that's true. As far as movies, you're saying like ones that guys would like more? Is that?
Yeah, like it didn't have necessarily to be a romance movie, but maybe like it can even be an action movie. But whatever, like the romance part is, it like just really the guys liked for some reason, you know. Like maybe Neo and Trinity really got to you when you were 10 years old watching The Matrix.
Now everybody's confused about that whole relationship.
Yeah. Oh, Shape of Water. Can we talk about Shape of Water? I feel like I've discussed this before.
Yeah, everybody watched the fucking movie where a fish guy fucked a lady, and everyone's like, oh, great, it's art. And I'm going like, yeah, but are we going to talk about the fact that fish dude just fucked her with his fish dick?
Okay, look. I'm not even gonna discuss the fish dick because that could be something completely different. We like this Mass Effect, you know. We can fuck aliens. It's 2020, but it's the current year. No, it's what bothered me about fucking Shape of Water is that like at least with Mass Effect with the weird aliens, they like there's a humanity to them, you know. Like you can talk, they have personalities. I can't hit this goddamn rock, but the goddamn fish guy, his personality was being a fish. That was his personality. Right. He was an actual 100%. Fish.
Also, like, she barely knew how to communicate with that thing. Like, I'm not even sure that consent was 100% clear. Like, I'm pretty sure she raped that toad man.
I did. Like, it was so weird to watch. Like, I was 100% ready for like her to teach him sign language and like they learn how to communicate and they better understand each other and whatever. And like the best this guy could do at the end of the movie was eggs or something like that. You know, like it. That was it. He could say eggs, and she was like, maybe he wants my eggs, and that was it. That was the movie, and I got disturbed.
Oh, and by the way, I should say, like, it's a competently produced movie. Like, I wasn't
it's bored. A pretty movie, but
like some people saying I liked it. No, I can't say that It's not like I sat there like, oh, this movie's a piece of shit. No, I just thought like, you know, Guillermo del Toro is a fantastic filmmaker, and I was like, wow, this is visually very stunning, and it's interesting. Like I will say, like it's, you know, it's not a boring story or anything. Mm-hmm. I was just like, people seem to be really into the fact that she had sex with the fish. Like they really like it.
But I was creeped out. I wanted to like it so much because it's a very beautiful movie and like it has a lot of really cool elements to it. But then it's
and the sign language thing is great. That's fantastic that that's being done in more movies. Like I was excited for it for that reason also.
Yeah, but then he was a fish guy.
Yeah.
And like not even like we learned how to talk and get over our differences. No, it was he's a wild animal. Like he's a wild animal with the body of a man, and like it weirded me out. It weirded me out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know how we got on the Shape of Water, but yeah, I agree. It weirded me out too.
Someone brought it up. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. I think the reason why it bothered me so much because I was so ready to really like the movie because I love like Beauty and the Beast type stories, and like that on paper should be one of them, but it just missed the part where it made it less creepy to me. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. Anyway, can I think of any other movies, like movies that have a romantic element that the fellas would be very keen on?
I don't know. Because I'm actually not that big of a romance movie person to begin with. My guilty pleasure is Meet Joe Black, which is like I think like it is a romance movie, but I think it almost shines in like a family movie, like not like family, like oh we're gonna take the kids and go on an adventure, but more like a family learning how to connect with their dad movie, like adult children, and like there's something sweet about that. They have a whole random. It's a very good movie. I like a lot. Unfortunately, it's also marred by, well, fuck, what's his name? It's not Tom Cruise. Brad Pitt's like weird '90s hair and
Right.
Jamaican accents, like fake Jamaican accents, I should say.
That shit doesn't age well, but there it
It
is.
it did not. No, it was. It was something.
Hey, I'll say this one, right? So, like, 500 Days of Summer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a movie that Mark Webb has described as being sort of like a romantic comedy that is deliberately from the male perspective, which
Mm-hmm.
he said that many, many years ago. Because let's see, 500 Days of Summer is that's like when I was when I was coming up, right? That's got to be 10 years old by now, 10
Mm-hmm.
or '09 when that came out. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember him saying that, and like nowadays you'd get eviscerated for saying something like that, but he was just making the point that like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character's perspective is flawed in the movie. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying not to spoil it because I don't know, maybe some people still haven't seen it, but like it's told from a flawed perspective. Some people sort of took offense to sort of like the way that the angle of the story is sort of skewed from him, but he's like, but the whole point was showing that he has a flawed perspective.
Uh-huh.
But I will say that like I do think that at least at that time period, guys my age probably would have watched that one before they watched another one.
Yeah.
Very good movie. Mark Webb is an incredibly talented writer director, and I appreciated what he did with that movie because it really does go into sort of like showing the fact that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character was seeing what he wanted to see. He wasn't really seeing the truth, and it was because of that he, things don't necessarily go the way he wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I haven't actually seen that movie, but like Michael did, and he told me about it, and he said it just made him sad. But
Yeah, it will do that. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's one that Michael's told me he liked. I don't know. Michael's taste in movies is funny because he likes weird movies like Fargo. Not to say Fargo's weird, but he just
Fargo's a classic.
yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. It's just man, I don't know how to describe it. It's like movies like that where like the main character is like someone strange, like a pregnant woman or something like that, and it's just like a really tight, solid narrative. Or he likes schlock, like 60s Godzillas, and they're like guys in rubber suits fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like that's his movies. Like I remember one of the first times. One of our like you're 19 and you're dating, what do? You watch a movie. So I had to end up going to his place to watch a movie, and he's like, I gotta show you one of my favorite movies, and he pulls out fucking National Treasure.
Oh boy.
I mean like he knows it's schlock, it's not a good movie, but we just sat there making fun of it like that, and like that was that. Her. Oh, I didn't like that movie. What did you watch Her?
The Joaquin Phoenix flick.
Yeah.
I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was a very good movie. I don't think it did anything for me as far as like, pulling at my heartstrings. I just remember visually being I appreciated it. And I thought that Joaquin gave a fantastic performance in it.
I remember not liking it, and I'm struggling to tell you why because I can't remember it very well. Fifth Element's great. Spaceballs is also great, but like for other reasons. Have you seen Spaceballs?
That's actually one of those ones where like people will go, "Oh, you've never seen it?" No, I haven't.
See, that was one of those movies that like you're a kid and you only have like 2 DVDs, so you watch one of them all the time.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Spaceballs was mine. Because my dad loved those types of comedy movies. Okay, I set down a money tree where I want to check on the money tree, maybe finish this day and see if we did well.
Other things
it's a
that I will
sapling.
say. Oh, we have a sapling.
We have a sapling.
Oh, we're on our way to money.
Okay, let's. It didn't grow fully yet though, so I'm a little. I skipped forward. Maybe I have to go every day. So I have to like. I don't know. Okay, go on. Continue.
No, just saying about Her. Like, I think that's a movie where, like, visually, like, it was a very good. It's a science fiction-y movie that doesn't necessarily lean on the science part of it, right? It's not like it's not set in space. It's not like it's examining an emotional, sort of like very real, tangible human condition through the via a technological advancement, right? So because there's been this technological advancement, we get to skip ahead to what would this problem be like to grapple with emotionally, and just as a person would. And I love stuff like that in sci-fi. Some people might call it light sci-fi, but I don't know. I think that's actually the core of what science fiction should be looking to do, which is to say, when we get to this point technologically, what does that mean for us as people?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Amy Adams is in it, and she's only, she's supporting actress in it, but holy God, Amy Adams she's so good in that movie. Amy Adams is one of my favorite actresses ever, and she just crushes in the scenes that she's in.
I've really wanted to see that one movie of her where she's like the linguist, and isn't that her? Where they have like the circle language she has to decode.
Oh yeah, you're right. Jesus, what was the name of that one? It's like arthropods and
It's not Arrival, is it? Is that it?
Is it Arrival?
I can't remember.
Sure is. Yep.
Oh, yeah, I got it. That one looks. That's one of those things like that sounds interesting to see, but good Lord, I don't go watch movies.
Yeah, I watched that one. It was nice. It was okay. It was. I appreciated sort of like the amount of space that they gave to. How do I put this? Like one of the things that always gets kind of skipped over quickly. I mean, it happens in Mass Effect, especially in Andromeda. They're guilty of it. It's like, hey, we just met this alien species that we've never encountered before, but somehow we can already understand them. Where in reality, you think a process like that would take months, if not years, right? Even with advanced technology of like, even if they're a very advanced race, you would still think translating language would take years.
Mm-hmm.
So at least in this case, it's given not quite years, but at least like the beginning stages of it are given enough time to really explore that in an interesting way.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, it's we had to start a little bit late, but unfortunately I have to go now. But it's been about an hour 30 minutes. So
time has flown by.
Time has flown by. Yeah. So it's been kind of weird with streams. I've pretty much had to stop doing my personal ones just because of baby stuff. Gonna be very blunt. Like, it's not like a high chance, but there is a non-zero chance that this time next week I have a baby.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Like, long story short, like she's not flipped the right way, so I have to go into procedure to like push her the right way, and there's a chance that it causes like they have to do an emergency C-section. So it's lower, but it's still there. So like I hopefully we'll be back next week with more Animal Forest E+, but if not, you know what happened. So.
In video game terms, like the development of the baby is like you've gone gold, you're printing the discs, you're already working on the day one patch, right? Like you're in the final version. I mean, this thing is almost 1.0.
Pretty much, yeah. And at the very least, if it's like I'm this week starts week 37 out of 40. Like at the very least, like if she goes to term, it's still like less than a month. So.
Yep. Oh, exciting times.
I know. I part of me kind of hopes she stays in until after EA Play, because I'd like to like just not be in the hospital when that's going on.
Yeah, all right, that's a good point.
Because like, wouldn't it just be a giant? I don't want to say fuck you, because it's not like they're doing it on purpose, but it life more than general. If a Dragon Age 4 trailer drops and I'm like in the hospital having a baby.
Oh wow! Oh, you're not kidding. I
would be so pissed at fate. That would be that would just be horrible. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. And hopefully we'll see you next week, or I'll see you in 2 months. I don't know which one it is yet.
Hopefully not. Listen, now that you said that, now I'm like, I think my palms just got sweaty. How am I supposed to do a trailer breakdown? I don't remember everything that Solus has ever said.
Maybe we'll do like a live from the hospital where I just like I give you my phone number and call in. We just
like, hey, everybody, we're bothering Caitie shortly after she's given birth because I don't remember more things about Dragon Age.
Like I'm still like high on whatever narcotics they gave me. Like I don't.
All right, fingers crossed, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Bye.